Have you ever been in a situation where you needed a taxi, but you just couldn't remember the English words for where you wanted to go?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling of panic when the driver looks at you expecting a clear address.
You feel that moment of silence and you just freeze up.
It's the worst. You know the words are somewhere in your brain, but they refuse to come out.
That moment is exactly why we are here today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leo.
And I'm Mia.
Welcome to The English Blend. We help you learn English through realistic, easy-to-understand conversations.
Today, we are diving into a super practical topic, taking a taxi.
It sounds simple, but ordering a ride, giving directions, and paying can be surprisingly tricky when the pressure is on.
Exactly. So grab your coffee and let's get started. We want to focus today on something really important: fluency versus accuracy.
This is the core issue when you take a taxi, right?
Completely.
When you are standing on the street corner, do you need perfect grammar or do you need to get your point across?
We need the second one. We need to communicate. That's what get your point across means. Making sure the other person understands your main message, even if the language isn't perfect.
Fluency, in simple terms, is the ability to speak smoothly and naturally without constantly stopping to think about rules.
It's about communication, not perfection. Say that again. Fluency is communication, not perfection.
Exactly. And accuracy is about using the language correctly, the right verb tenses, the correct prepositions. That's traditional grammar.
Now, accuracy is important, of course, especially for formal writing or professional presentations.
But when you're just trying to tell the driver, turn left at the next light, pausing for 5 seconds to check if you should say turn left at or turn left on destroys your fluency.
It kills the flow of conversation. The driver is waiting, the light is turning red.
And that is where grammar sometimes blocks fluency, isn't it?
It's the internal editor. We study so many rules, and when we go to speak, our brain tries to check all 50 rules before allowing the sentence out.
It's like having a tiny, strict teacher living inside your head.
And that teacher is constantly yelling, "Wait! Is that past perfect continuous? Stop!"
That checking process makes you slow down or hit a wall.
Hit a wall. That's a great phrase for this situation.
It means you suddenly stop. You can't progress anymore. Maybe because you are tired, or in this case, because your brain has overloaded trying to process grammar. You just hit a wall mentally.
So our goal today is to lower that wall. We want to stop worrying about that strict grammar teacher and focus on getting the message delivered.
Let's think about a typical taxi conversation. There are maybe 5 core things you need to say.
Core thing number 1, getting the driver's attention and confirming the ride.
If you're using a traditional street taxi, you might just wave.
If you ordered one via an app, they often call you.
If they call, they might say, "Is this Mia? I'm outside the cafe."
You need to confirm. A simple, "Yes, that's me. Are you Leo?" works fine.
Or if you ordered the ride and the car pulls up, you might ask, "Are you here for John Smith?"
Or just point to the app and say, "This ride?"
See? Short, functional sentences.
Core thing number 2, stating the destination.
This is usually the easiest part, but people sometimes complicate it with too many directions right away.
You usually just need to say, "I need to go to," or "Could you take me to," followed by the address.
For example, "I need to go to 142 King Street, please."
Notice how Leo used "please." It's friendly. It sounds natural.
What if the address is a well-known place, like the Central train station?
Then you just say the name. "The main train station, please." Or "to the National Museum."
And if you're using a rideshare app like Uber or something similar, you might just confirm the airport.
And the driver will usually say, "Yep, the international terminal."
That leads us to core thing number 3, giving directions.
Sometimes the GPS is wrong, or maybe there's road construction, so the driver asks you for help.
What are the key phrases we need here?
We need verbs of movement and prepositions. Turn left, turn right, go straight.
Take the next exit.
Keep going.
Stay in this lane.
Pull over here. That means stop the car next to the curb, right?
Exactly. And notice how we are using chunks of language here. This is a practical tip. Use chunks. Don't try to build the sentence word by word. Learn go straight until the intersection as one big piece.
Learning phrases like turn right at the third traffic light is much faster than processing each word individually. When you learn phrases as chunks, your internal grammar editor shuts up because the chunk is already correct.
It makes communication so much smoother. Let's try a small role play. Leo, you are the driver. I'm running late.
Okay, we're coming up to a big junction. Which way should I go?
Turn left here. No, wait.
Too late, we turned right.
See? That panic is real. Let's try that again using a chunk.
Okay, big junction ahead.
Stay straight for now and take the third road on the left.
Much better. Clear, concise, and fluent.
And what if the driver missed the turn? This is where people start to hit a wall again.
If they miss the turn, you can say, "You missed the turn, actually. We need to loop back."
Or simpler, "Excuse me, I think we passed the street."
The key is to be polite but firm. Use words like "excuse me" or "actually" to soften the correction.
Let's discuss a cultural note related to taxi rides, especially in large cities.
In many places, taxi drivers often try to engage in small talk, especially if they're waiting in traffic.
This is terrifying for learners because you move from functional language to social language.
They might ask, "How is your day going?" or "Where are you visiting from?"
And you might feel pressured to give a perfect, detailed answer about your entire vacation history.
But you don't need to. Remember the goal: fluency over accuracy.
A simple, fluent response is much better than a perfect, labored one.
If the driver asks, "How's your trip?" you could say, "It's great, thanks, very busy day."
If they ask, "Where are you going?" they might mean, "What are you going to do there?"
You could say, "I'm heading to a meeting," or "Just going back to my hotel to relax." Keep it brief.
This is a great place for our second practical tip, the 3-second rule.
Tell us about the 3-second rule, Mia.
The 3-second rule means when someone asks you a question, you must respond within 3 seconds.
That doesn't give you time to check grammar.
Exactly. If you wait longer than 3 seconds, your internal grammar editor activates and you hit a wall.
If you force yourself to speak quickly, you prioritize output and communication. The message will likely get your point across, even if the verb tense is a little shaky.
It teaches your brain that speed and connection matter more than perfection.
And if the word you want doesn't come immediately?
Use a filler. Fillers are natural. Say, or, well, you know, or just a minute, while your brain catches up.
That sounds much more fluent than silence. Silence is awkward, but, well, it's been a lovely trip so far. Sounds natural.
Let's move to core thing number 4, payment.
This is functional language again. It needs to be clear.
The driver will usually announce the fare. That'll be $25.50.
You need to know how to ask if they accept cards.
Do you take card? Is the simplest way.
Or, slightly longer, can I pay by credit card?
If they only take cash, they might say, cash only, sorry.
And sometimes you need change. If the fare's $25 and you give them $30, you need $5 back.
You could say, do you have change for a 50?
Or if you want to leave a tip, you can say, keep the change.
If you give them exactly the money, you say, here you are.
And a common question, tipping. Tipping customs are a big cultural note.
In some cultures, tipping is standard and expected, like in the US. In others, it's not common at all.
If you're unsure, watch what the locals do, or just offer to keep the change if the change is a small, manageable amount.
What if the machine isn't working? This is a great example of when you need flexibility and fluency.
The driver might say, oh, the card reader is down.
Your response might be simple panic. Oh no.
But a fluent response prioritizes communication. Okay, no problem. Is there an ATM nearby?
Or, I only have enough for the fare and cash. Can we stop at a bank?
See how we are solving the problem, not worrying about perfect grammar structure.
This brings us back to our main focus. Fluency equals communication, not perfection. If you get your point across and the problem is solved, you've succeeded.
What if you make a mistake? What if you tell the driver to turn right, but you meant left?
This is the perfect time to introduce our final phrase, it's not the end of the world.
That's a wonderful idiom. It means it's not a catastrophe, it's not the worst thing that could happen.
Making a mistake in direction or using the wrong preposition is annoying, sure, but it's not the end of the world. You just correct it and move on.
The driver has probably heard far worse English. They are used to giving people directions.
Don't let the fear of a small grammar mistake stop you from speaking. If you use the 3-second rule, mistakes will happen, and that is okay.
So let's review our language focus. Get your point across. Hit a wall. It's not the end of the world.
And let's review the practical tips we've discussed for improving fluency in high-pressure situations, like taking a taxi.
Tip 1. Focus on chunks. Learn turn left at the light, or how much is the fare, as one unit.
Tip 2, the 3-second rule. Force yourself to respond quickly to train your brain for speed over grammatical checking.
Tip 3. Massive listening. If you listen to a lot of natural English, you internalize the sound of correct language.
When you hear, take the next left 1,000 times, you don't need to check the grammar, it just sounds right. Listen to podcasts, watch YouTube shows, and consume authentic English conversation.
Tip 4. Practice functional phrases. Write down the 5 or 6 things you must say when taking a taxi, and drill them until they're automatic. Don't practice complicated philosophical ideas. Practice, I need to go to the main entrance.
Let's imagine a longer scenario now to really cement this. Leo, you are my friend, and we are sharing a taxi, but I am the one talking to the driver.
This is great practice. I can give you feedback.
We're standing outside a busy market. The taxi pulls up. Excuse me, are you free?
Driver. Yes, where are you heading?
We need to go to the city library, please. It's near the bridge.
Driver. The main one downtown? Okay, jump in.
Thank you.
Driver. Wow, this traffic is awful today.
Yes, it is terrible. It's much worse than yesterday.
Driver. Are you visiting the city for business or pleasure?
Oh, mostly for pleasure, but I have a short meeting tomorrow morning.
You're getting your point across very smoothly, Mia. You didn't pause to worry about past continuous tenses.
I just focused on saying something that makes sense.
Driver. Look, GPS is saying there is an accident on this main road. Should I take the smaller streets?
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Take the next left turn, please.
Got it. Taking the left.
Okay, so we're driving along, using our chunks for directions. Then we arrive.
That will be $38.50.
Oh, $38.50? Do you accept Visa?
Yes, the machine is right here.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the quick route.
You're welcome. Have a great day. You handled that entire interaction without hitting a wall once.
And I wasn't listening for perfect grammar. I was listening for clear communication, which is exactly what we need for fluency.
Remember, focusing too much on accuracy creates anxiety, especially in real-world situations like this.
Anxiety leads to silence. Silence is the opposite of fluency.
Our ultimate goal is to remove the fear of making mistakes. Because truly, if you say, we need turn left instead of we need to turn left, the world doesn't end.
It is not the end of the world. The driver still understands and still turns the car. Mission accomplished.
We have to practice speaking even if it feels clumsy. Think about learning to ride a bike. You fall down. You make mistakes.
You wouldn't stop riding the bike forever just because you fell once, right? No. You get back up, and your muscle memory eventually takes over. Speaking is the same. It requires constant, practical, daily effort.
And use that massive listening, The more you hear natural English, the more natural your own responses become.
So next time you need a ride, whether it's a taxi, a bus, or even ordering coffee at a cafe, prioritize that 3-second rule.
Just get the message out there. Focus on the core vocabulary and those language chunks.
If you communicate, you are fluent. If you get your point across, you win.
Let's quickly recap our tools for today's journey.
We learned that fluency means smooth communication, and accuracy means correct grammar. For everyday chat, fluency wins.
We talked about how the internal editor makes us hit a wall, and we counter that with the free second rule and focusing on language chunks.
And we introduced 3 helpful phrases: get your point across, hit a wall, and reminding ourselves that mistakes mean it's not the end of the world.
Start incorporating these ideas today. Try describing your route home in simple, short chunks. Don't check the grammar.
That was a great talk. Taking a taxi doesn't have to be stressful if you prepare with functional fluency.
Absolutely. And thank you all for joining us on The English Blend.
Next week, we are moving from the taxi to the airport. We'll talk all about check-in, security, and talking to gate agents.
That's another high-pressure environment where fluency really matters.
Don't forget to check the show notes for a list of all our practical phrases.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yes, see you in the next episode of The English Blend.
Bye!